Tonight on Ghost Intruders, we're in Leighton Buzzard with Jason Skellington, who has recently experienced a real-life ghost intrusion. This is his story.
I was never really sure whether I believed in ghosts before what happened last year, but now I've had a complete turnaround. It is a serious issue, and I think by telling my story, people can better understand what it is like to have a ghost intrusion in your own home. At first, I'd never really noticed anything strange about that place. And then once I remember coming home, putting my bike against the wall, coming in and finding there was some post. Nothing very strange about that at all, but it was after a while, living in that place on my own, that I started to notice things going a bit weirdly. It started off with quite minor things. I remember on one occasion I found some quite pornographic graffiti that someone had doodled in one of my favourite magazines. Then shortly after that I started noticing things started going missing around the house. You know, food, books, money, even before I had a chance to put them away properly sometimes. Very confusing. I thought at first that I was going a bit mad. I put it down to being quite tired. It was a few weeks later when I was sat in bed reading, and I noticed a strange noise coming from the front room. So I got up to investigate and see what it was. Perhaps I'd left something on, I don't know. When I entered the hallway, I saw that the TV was on in the front room. I thought it was a bit strange because I definitely hadn't left it on. And when I came into the front room, there was a guy sat there on the sofa, tucking into my Pringles. And then all of a sudden, to my horror, I realised it wasn't a guy, it was a ghost. I was stunned. I was terrified. I decided to let him stay. And to be honest, it was quite nice just to have some company around the house at first. I assumed that he'd just get bored and move on eventually, but 2 weeks later he was still there, and he never cleaned up after himself. I remember going into the toilet only to be confronted by a large amount of his ectoplasm that he just couldn't be bothered to clean up. Things were really getting bad. He was eating all the food. We had the heating on constantly. He used to stay up till all hours of the morning, playing loud music, drinking. He started inviting his friends over without telling me. They were so noisy. A lot of the time I'd ask them to turn the music down, but they'd just ignore me and carry on like I wasn't even there. Guys, can you turn it down a little bit, please? Guys, can you turn it down a little bit, please? Eventually I had enough and decided to do something about it, so I called an old friend of mine. It's sad when I think about how it turned out, but just through there, the guy was just a bit of a joke.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! I banish you to hell, foul beast!
It wasn't a very easy decision to make. An exorcism isn't a very nice thing to do to somebody, but I had to do something. It couldn't carry on the way it was going. Anyway, things returned to normal quite quickly after that. and now I never really think about it. My advice to anyone whose house is intruded by a ghost is, don't let them take advantage. Be fair. If they take the piss, then just stand up for yourself. Don't let them walk all over you.
Join us next week on Ghost Intruders when we are in Gillingham with the Chinnagan family for further tales of ghost intrusion.